All right, another beautiful day here on Bali Island. We spent most of the day right back here,
Oh.
our workstation. But you had an interesting morning exploring on your own, which we briefly spoke about, but not in detail yet. And I think we want to discuss the idea of perhaps some of traveling and being abroad is not as glamorous as you may think it is ahead of time.
Yeah.
So, what was your morning like, and why do you think that is a appropriate thing to have happened to you to then lead us into that sort of discussion?
Well, I mean, yeah, 'cause before we the only place we stay in this villa, so I think since we are here, as as we will say, as a quite professional like culture explorer, probably I should start to like go on some like small like exploration on my own. So this morning I started to like because I also want to go to the nearest supermarket. So I put out the map. I saw it's just like it's pretty short distance. Anyway, I just just went for it.
You went for it. You just, yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't that 25 minutes. It totally changed what I would say. It's just smashed my very like romantic expectation
So,
about.
what was the picture in your head before you came here?
Wow, the thing is,
Eat, pray, love.
yes, I would say it's given me like very strong, like it's like a pre-impression about what kind of life I will be embodying. I know I'm not going to stay all the time in kind of like a five-star hotel, but at least like because in the movie it's
This
like
is pretty close, though. This is pretty close to
it's
a
pretty
five-star
close.
hotel.
Yeah, but it's like in the movie like you will see the people there, so like you will see a lot of like local cultural elements, but with a quite like calm vibe or something. But here in reality is maybe because it's Saturday or something. But the moment when I at the main road, it just it just nothing like that. I feel
What
like
was it like?
well at first you definitely like I feel like my I would say my first alarm, it's it start to like my instinct tell me this is not a safe place, because there's no traffic lines and all the motorbike just like they're like just crazy. They're all like racing all the time, and when you try to figure out a way, there hardly is a way for 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 people. I think it's built more for the
There is a
motorbikes.
sidewalk.
I don't think you can call it sidewalk. And also, and the most weird thing is, I tried very hard. I'm sure a lot of people will find the same thing is, there is some way you can sidewalk, but somehow it will disappear, and you
Yeah,
don't know
there
like
are gigantic holes in the sidewalk
yes.
that if you're not looking down, you could just you would you would take a pretty
Yeah.
hard fall.
But actually,
Like giant holes, like a whole block, like this size whole block is just missing.
yeah, but I think even something worse than hall is sometimes the sidewalk disappear, and you found yourself right
It's
close
tough.
to
That is
the
tough.
center of like a crossing road,
That
and
is tough.
you don't know what you should do. And yeah, that's pretty
So
crazy.
what was going through your head?
I'm definitely gonna get out of here.
That's good.
Yeah, that's like I'm serious.
Did you mean like you were gonna survive it, or do you mean like I need to get out of this?
just need to get out of here. Here, it's not safe.
Okay, different. That's not what I was applauding you for, but continue.
Yeah, but I just tried to share my my the true
No, this is good.
feeling
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like I'm serious, and even if I think I'm kind of person, I'm pretty like explore on my own, and I do understand it's a pretty because it's a super famous tourist attraction place, so it should be
The
safe.
town, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, when you're actually there, all I'm thinking is definitely need to get out of here. But there's no way I can choose. Either go back, but still it'll be very dangerous, or you just keep moving forward, where you might have the risk, like you might be crashed by whatever motorbike who just didn't see you, and you know, it's kind of thing. But yes, it's just like that's why all these kind of feelings and all kind of stuff make this kind of short distance very very hard. It's like very tough, I would say. And yeah, and also while I'm working, and but also there's some nice thing about that. That's why I decided to continue to do this kind of small exploration in the morning. Probably can extend the scope a little bit. I feel like you can't do like a walking like 3 kilometers like every morning, but I would say it's just step by step. Maybe today it's like I just explore the supermarket. Next step probably I will try to push myself explore somewhere like further, so that we're it's also talking about the bike stuff.
Yeah, you had your first experience on the back of a grab bike.
Yes, but thing is, if I didn't like go to the supermarket at that far distance, I probably won't able to hop on the bike because I feel like bike is even worse than walking on the sidewalk before.
I would say you're far safer on the back of a grab bike than walking on the road.
Well,
Those guys know what they're doing.
it doesn't feel like that at first.
Those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, the moment you hop on the bike, I mean, and he asked, "Are you ready? Are you ready, miss?" I was like, "What do you mean I'm ready?" I'm ready. I saw the ready means I'm all like, just like gear up. I said, "Yes, I'm ready." And I remember what you told me. You need to like remember leaning and how to balance the weight and also like grab the handles. I don't think that's the kind of thing he wanted me to get ready. It's because we're about to like go down on like a pretty steep slope. I don't know, so, but it's like I was like at that moment I feel like I really want to get out of here. It is a hell for me at that moment. But later I feel like a lot of people like probably tourists, probably it's also their first time hop on the bike. I think they all look pretty pale, so I feel like not only me, because before the other thing make me feel like
Say pale.
look pale, look like very like frantic or just uncomfortable on the back of the bike.
Or they're white. They might just be.
Well,
a
they are
white
both
person.
white and pale, I would
Yeah.
say, because you can definitely look at their. I see their like uncle. Probably it's disrespectful to say the white uncle. Like he's like very frantic because from
It's not just. I encourage you to use the term white uncle even more. Actually,
I don't
It's
know
not- it's okay.
where
I
he's
totally,
from.
I give you a pass.
No
for
no
that. It's
no
okay.
offense, and he's like just literally just like hugging the waist of the driver, like very tight. I can see the driver is like can't breathe, and the uncle just won't let it go, and I'm like oh. So I feel like better. Yeah, that's the other thing is just besides this super dangerous road condition, and also like you feel like it's nothing under control, and other than that is you feel like you actually it's very hard to fathom. I mean about like it's one thing about the road, another thing is sometimes you pass by a shop or something, you just even if you can use English to communicate with people, still you also feel like you're not being rude or something.
So you feel dumb.
Yes.
You feel like the helpless foreigner.
Yeah, and also I'm also being laughed
No,
at.
this is good. Hold on. So today, it was your first time out alone.
Yeah.
So you finally experienced here on this trip the
Yeah.
feeling of being the helpless foreigner.
Yeah, helpless.
That's good. That's a milestone.
I'll say more than helpless.
That's good.
It's desperate.
That's good. I'm glad that happened.
You should really see me when I was
glad
trying
that
to work
happened.
through that
I'm glad it
street.
happened.
It's just
Good.
yeah. I mean,
Good.
it's very funny because when I back, my mom saw me. What happened to you? Like your hair like that, and you are sweating, and you look like you're just like you just escape from a storm. I was like, yes, kind of. What do you expect me to look like when you just hop off from the bike? And after this I would say like pretty tough 20 minutes walking from out there. Yeah, but also I feel like I do want to try it one more again because I feel like after that I feel like I'm more confident. I can do better next time. So I probably would do more.
Good.
But also, I feel like it would be very tough for for some people like my mom, who's like can't accept the fact that they are actually helpless and even dumb foreigner in this, you know, brand new environment.
She does have difficulty admitting that. Yes.
Yeah, because when I was working on there is one emotion like because I try to record what I'm feeling, like also recall like what actually I'm feeling when I was walking like through that kind of like sidewalks. So one feeling is fear because you don't know when you're being crashed by the motorbike, just like the poor frog we saw last time.
Yes.
The other feeling is also your ego, because I feel embarrassed because all people seem to know how to walk normally on the sidewalk. I do know how to walk. We all know how to walk, but but not this time. I so somehow I have to switch my bag from this shoulder to other shoulder to make sure like no one gonna hit my bag because the motorbike somehow can be very close to you.
Well, someone might have grabbed it intentionally.
Yeah, I
Is
don't want to
more
say that,
likely,
but yeah,
yes.
just in case. And also, while you were walking, I feel like I'm really an idiot. Maybe like I'm not. Maybe people think I'm not, cause I was like just constantly looking around and trying to make sure find the best timing to walk across the street. Cause every time I do that, I think I'm right. I see like three uncles, but I think they're not like being. I think there are no offense from them. They just like think it's funny for a foreigner to like like me like holding my bag and like that. I feel like it's only me look like a thief or something. I just like and yeah it just and you just feel like awkward. That's the kind of feeling you will never feel like in Shanghai and also I would admit like a lot of time we're that kind of person back in city who
It's it's a feeling that you would never feel in Shanghai.
yeah
But what you were feeling is exactly what most people feel when they first go to Shanghai. They think it's the same because you're talking about the crazy motorcycles. You guys have even more obnoxious, crazy people on
Yeah.
motorcycles. I would say they're worse. I would say that Waimai are worse.
yeah you just
So I want to clarify what you just said. You said
Yeah.
you would never feel that in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Do you mean I would never feel like that in Shanghai, or a person would never feel like that in Shanghai?
Mm, I mean, from just, I think it's to me like to a
Correct.
Shanghainese will never feel like
Correct.
because yeah because also at that moment when I was crossing the road I think like probably this kind of madness to me it's madness to them it's just like normal life.
Correct.
So I feel like that's why they think it's very funny and pretty fresh to see like a girl like me like doing that kind of things.
Yes.
But they also like understand I'm a foreigner. At that moment, I feel like I am a foreigner. Probably I really not smart foreigner like, and who even don't know how to walk normally on the sidewalk. That's it. And I started to realize, oh, maybe like a lot of things in Shanghai, what we perceive it's pretty like normal stuff.
Yep.
Like some like kind of like radio shouting outside the restaurant, calling the numbers.
Yeah.
For us, it's like pretty normal.
No, I can assure you, a vast majority of the things in Shanghai are not normal to most people in the world. It's wild.
Now I get it.
Now
I
you
truly
get it,
get it.
yes.
Yeah. Before it's like, I think I would try to
It's just
understand
all about your
that, but
normal.
yeah.
It's what you're accustomed to. It's your data set of this is how the world works.
Yeah.
This is normal.
Yeah.
And so we started talking about expectations. And so this idea of your data set, your set of experiences you've had in your life and your understanding of the world applies both to this idea of your expectations.
Yeah.
Your expectations are based on some photos you've seen, stories, your imagination, television, media. That's your perception. That's all the data you have about the world, but it's not actually the thing. So it's not going to line up with the thing. So that's one,
Correct.
right? And then there's also this idea of pretty much all of the data of your life and lived experiences are, most of it's in Shanghai. So you're very used to that. That's normal to you.
Yeah, but also I think
But someone who's in Shanghai and has a different data set of living in a different place, going there and sees that experience, then that's you and that person are seeing the same reality, but it's just about your understanding of norms. That's all it is.
yeah.
But it's the same thing. So if they're chill, you can be chill. That's the lesson. If they can get used to it, you can get used to it.
Yes, but also still, I would say like I agree with the saying of the data set. But the thing is, sometimes data things itself can be they can perceive you. For example, because now like the internet make everything like so easy to be accessed. So which means so before like why I feel like so like surprised and shocked at how I behaved this morning, because before like I do saw a lot of posts with either pictures, audio, videos from what kind of platform. So I feel like I already start to build my data set about that.
Hold on, 2 points to that. One, it's all just videos and photos. It's not actual lived experience. Two, who are the people posting those and making comments about it?
Hold on. There's
What platform were you using? What platform were you using?
I mean, multiple platforms.
What platform were you using,
But
Phoebe?
more is
We
like-
know. Hold on. What platform were you using? You only really use one. What platform was it?
Okay,
No. What was it?
not just one.
I know Huawei, but
Okay, the red notes.
what I'm saying is she's using Chinese social media.
Yeah.
Particularly, a lot of the Chinese who go abroad are probably, there's a vast majority of them are going to be Shanghainese or from Shanghai. Not necessarily Shanghainese, from Shanghai, the big cities. So your data that you were consuming was from other Chinese from big cities living here, and they're just photos and videos and their random thoughts, right? So it's good that you're doing that, but that's really the most you can do.
Yeah.
And now what you're learning is, well, if you do all of that, and I'm sure you spent a lot of time doing it because I know you were a bit nervous about this trip, and that didn't line up with the reality.
Exactly.
The lesson, I think, and what I personally do is like, I just show up. I don't look at
Yeah.
anything beforehand because I know my perception from what I can access online is not going to align with that. So with the exception of critical safety information, I don't do any research really before I go. I don't know I can't look at a photo or a video and know what it's going to feel like when I'm there. You can read the history and the stories of the region, but I find it's better to just sit down in a cafe and talk to someone who's actually there, because what you read online isn't necessarily true.
Exactly. But also like just back.
Also, what the random guy in the cafe also is saying might not be true either, so we just multiple sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also like I just want to tell
I've
the
met many madmen in cafes. Sorry.
Got it.
Yes.
Sorry, just want to back to that because also like I really want to to really find the data things you said, because before like when you say like people have their different data set about things, but right now I feel like it's the data you're referring to actually is not that kind of data. Like I mean the text or
No. When I
articles,
use
pictures,
data,
videos,
the term data to me is
living experience,
information.
information.
Your understanding of something somewhere based on the information you have. So the data you have could just be from the internet if you've never been to that place.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is your data is not sufficient to understand what it's actually like to be there.
Okay.
You need to actually have the lived experience in that place to have sufficient data. So what I'm saying is, before you go somewhere, and all you can do is look at the stuff online. That's great, and if that makes you feel less nervous about going there, then that's good. But I don't think it's sufficient that you think you can look all this up, and then when you get there, you're going to be good to go and not feel anything.
Got it. So actually,
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, is that right? So like all the pictures and text or video, whatever thing you search, like before you actually experience the things.
Yeah.
Those data can be because they are passive. passive way for you to
Right.
to understand
But the
those
primary
things.
function, I think, is less about understanding what it's actually going to feel like when you're there, and it's more about relieving yourself of any nervousness or anxiety you have about going.
So how about we say so actually the word we actually want to use the thing like you know like finally you're able to use those information you have. How about we call it knowledge? It'll be better about it should be the knowledge because knowledge will be the things that when you first the information start from the data you might collect all data then
Well, this is
come to
is
that.
just semantics. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think we have to apply terms to this.
Okay.
But really, all I'm saying is, like, as you discovered this morning,
Okay.
all of the scrolling you could do on Xiaohongshu. All,
I
yeah,
don't think you're gonna
yeah,
find
yeah.
this knowledge on that.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
All of the scrolling you could do, all the videos, all the friends you've had that have come here and they've told you everything. Until you are on that street,
Yeah.
holding your bag, trying not to get hit by a motorbike,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what it's actually like.
Now I have the knowledge of how to
Yes, you've
how to do
reached
this
wisdom.
course from
You know what? Not knowledge, wisdom.
wisdom.
You've now reached a level of
Oh,
wisdom.
it's better than knowledge.
That's yes.
Great.
Yes. Not technical terms. These are
Yeah,
not
yeah.
technical
I'm not saying
terms.
technical
No, I
term,
know,
but it's
I
just
know,
like
I know,
you know,
I know what you're. Yeah.
sometimes you know people. That's the other thing I want to say. Like something caused my this kind of frankness this morning is I before like I just said I assume I do have this knowledge or wisdom to fully take everything under control because I've read so many data and have so many information. Just maybe I don't even know to do it before the trip. Maybe I can just pull out my phone, scroll out the information, then I'm good to go. But the reality is, I just say like, dear, as long as uh, this kind of stuff, whatever is this, those data and information,
Yeah.
not being tested or applied to your real life experience, they can't be your own wisdom.
Correct. Well said. Like a philosopher.
Just try to just get some, like
It'll come with time.
tactics
With
to
time.
our-
With time.
yeah.
Over these next few weeks, you will become comfortable. And like I said earlier, the thing I always think is when it comes to calmness or that sense of equanimity, but also like different living conditions, different food. It's if they do it, we are of the same species. So if they can do it, eat the thing, live in that sort of situation, reach that sort of mental state, then I can do it as well. It's just a matter of the repetition and time and you becoming accustomed to whatever that may be.
So practice makes perfect, huh?
Yes.
That word.
Not practice. What's the word I'm looking for?
Experience.
Experience,
Explore.
exposure to. Exposure to.
I like that.
Exposure
I
to,
feel like it's
yes.
really only because some experience also like you might be selective because people always will choose those things which they think feel most comfortable and they will be very selective, which is sometimes would be great because it helps you avoid some kind of dangerous stuff, but sometimes you also need to be a little bit push yourself a little bit, like you said, put yourself just give yourself more exposure to some madness stuff.
Well, again, the very nature of the fact that today you felt discomfort, any sort of negative experiences, means that you are experiencing growth.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. I know that it's maybe unpleasant in the moment, but now you have received more data, you have more experience, perhaps even this wisdom we speak of, you have
Yeah.
now received, right? The discomfort you experience, you have grown because of it.
Yeah, and
You
I
are
feel
stronger because of it.
yeah, I said it's a pretty healthy cycle for you to to gradually develop your skill about this kind of. I would say like, I won't say it will become a cultural adoption, but still it is a good way for you to explore the local
Well,
culture.
that's what I say. Is like it's just repeated exposure, and then it's going to get to the point if you just do it over and over again that you could be dropped off any place in the world, in front of any situation,
Yeah.
and you're just, again, unfazedness comes from repeated exposure. And so I think we need to throw you into some wilder situations while we're here. And I think, again, you being on your own in that situation was good too, because you couldn't like necessarily like rely on me or anyone else to get you out of it. But I think the benefit of me also coming along is I might push you a little further than you would
Yeah, because even
on your own.
like I said before, exposure is different from experience. If I experience, I mean, experience is great, but for me, like I do give myself like special experience this morning, but I just like you said, I might be selective on those kind of things. So if you were there, probably you can push me a little bit
I
more
might push you more,
out
yeah.
of their comfort zone. Great, I'm actually looking forward to the next exploration. Hopefully you are with me.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you survived this morning and made it back, but you most certainly were frazzled when you returned. And I guess your fear of the motorbikes hitting you is exactly why. But thank you for sharing that and being vulnerable with all of us and talking about your experience. You're just like some of our model members
Oh, really?
inside the Chameleon Club who are very vulnerable to share the experiences, the positive and the negative. And if you're wondering what this Chameleon Club is, where you can see people being so vulnerable like this, it is our free community hosted on school.com, in which we have a group of people who are foreigners living in other cultures, other countries around the world, who are having experiences similar to Phoebe about adjusting to life in new places, both the mental aspect, some of the logistics, and learning how to ride on the back of the motorbike, some of the physical aspects as well. So if that is interesting to you, you can hop on in there. The link will be in the description, or I'm sure if you just put in Chameleon Pathos on your preferred search engine, if I've done my work well of SEO, it should pop up and you should be able to find us. So we will await you in there, but until then, I think let's get back to work a little more. It looks like it's gonna storm. It is rainy season here in Bali Island, and we'll figure out what weird situation we're gonna throw you into tomorrow.
Can't wait.
All right, until next time.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.